have to say, and I know this is probably going to piss Jenny, Jen, and Hondo and Vinny and them off. I don't care. Um, Jenny, Jen had all these categories for the year, but she didn't have Scammer of the Year. But yet they've spent the last week talking about Natasha Cooper. How come you didn't have Scammer of the Year, Jenny, Jen? Come on, man. Come on.
I'll tell you why. For one, Jenny Jen comes off as a real sweet person. And a lot of times she is. But she's loyal to her friends no matter what they do. We heard Woggs speak out, which was really cool. He spoke out. He said what needed to be said about some people. Called them names, cunts, this and that, just cursing them out, blah, blah, blah. One of the things that Jenny used to not like about me is what she said is how I talked to women. But then she's friends with Vinny, who makes jokes about people's vaginas, Molly's vagina, and Woggs, who was 100% correct in everything he said. I give him that. But he was saying some of the things that I used to say. Jenny's friendly with them, but with me, when I came on her panel, then women started attacking me, and I come back at them, and, oh my God, you don't talk to a woman that way. That's what I got from them. That's okay if Woggs and Vinny do it, but you can't do that, Brian, and I don't like you for it. Now, when Diane was first called out for this scamming, which she did do, I was watching the chat one time when Diane came out, and she was trying to explain that it was her money now, and blah, 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 blah. Well, I saw Jenny Jen donate her $500. So let's talk about supporting a scammer. That's what Jenny's going to do. That's what it is. The hypocrisy is very fucking real around here. But let's listen.
Be real. Get real. Be real. You don't even know. Diane might not even won. But you should have had that in there, JJJ. I know. I mean, if you're going to have all these categories, and you don't even have Scammer of the Year, and you've been talking about Natasha Cooper for a week, 2 weeks, about being a scammer, and you don't even have that category, then, Jenny, I don't think I'm sorry. I'm not even voting in it. I think it's bogus. Yeah, I am getting right down to the brass tacks. Mm-hmm. I stand with Wog. Well, you know what?
Now listen to her right here. This is one of the reasons why, even though Tracy and I don't always get along, this is one of the reasons why I like her. She notices things that I notice. But listen to her right here.
I stand with Wog too, except for one thing. And that he doesn't go after Jenny, Jen, and them standing for Diane. So, I'm sorry, that cancels it out.
Absolutely cancels it out. Because somebody asked Wog, how can you go after Diane and keep calling Diane all kinds of names, but stand with people who actively support her with money? And Vinny, anybody that speaks about Diane, he goes after them. Anybody. But Woggs sits right in with these people who are her biggest defenders. That I don't understand. Because if you support someone that is stealing from children, you're just as bad as they are. You have no argument now. Anybody that supports Diane, they can't come on with an opinion and say, well, you shouldn't do this. And this is what I think about that. Okay, let's talk about Diane. Diane's way of trying to deflect from the situation where she stole money from children is to say, we're not going to talk about that. Don't talk about that. We're not here to talk about St. Jude's. We're not going to talk about it. Is to just ignore it and hope it goes away. Just ignore it. I hope it goes away.
Doesn't mean I don't love WOG. I love WOG. I love WOGs to death.
WOG just doesn't want to piss off his friends. I know if I decided tomorrow that I was going to stand for Diane and start sending her money and everything else, everybody would jump all over my ass.
But you can't go after Natasha Cooper and Laura and MGL and all these other mugs.
And when they do go after them, we can all say, well, what about Diane? Well, I'm not here to talk about Diane. I don't care what you're here to talk about. What about Diane?
And not go after fucking Diane. You just can't do it. If you create a scammer category, you got to put Diane into it. That's all there is.
Well, according to them, she didn't scam anybody, even though she came on here and told everybody she did. I remember when Wendy and Diane said, well, when we first started our channel, we were going to go ahead and do the St. Jude thing, and give the super chats over. And at first it was only, $20 a month, $30 a month, $40 a month. But then we started to get popular. And the super chats were coming in like pretty good, in the hundreds of dollars. And we decided, well, now that's our money. Just a little bit, we can kick that over to these sick kids. But when it starts coming in big, we can kick that over to Michael Kors. Too much money for the kids. And then Diane wants to put out this Change.org petition about, exploiting kids that were involved in a crime and stuff like that from a scammer. She just decided to promote that. I encourage everybody that takes a notion to go to that. Diane's got it on her community post, to stop with exploiting of kids. I encourage everyone to sign it, right? But be sure to put, we also need to stop people who scam St. Jude from promoting petitions on Change.org. Put Diane's channel name on there, and then put Diane's name on there, so everybody can watch. Because she's promoting one thing, but she did worse. Just because they don't like the way that Molly and Bullhorn Betty and some of these other people are presenting these stories about Summer Wells and Cash Gurney and all that, they don't like the way they're doing it. So they want to sign a petition. They need to get in trouble for that. If you remember, the same person that wants you to sign to stop exploitation of true crime stories that involve children is the same person who said, I'm going to sue the fuck out of St. Jude. Now let's look at that scenario. Let's say she sued St. Jude and she won, and they pay her. And she's just out shopping, buying Michael Kors and buying mini fridges and buying floor work for people's houses and stuff like that. Those are those sick kids' money that can save their lives. But she's going to sue the fuck out of them. That thought came across her mind.
No, obviously they don't like that Natasha Cooper at all. She got terminated, British Chippy? Oh my God.
Another one terminated. When the ones that need to be terminated are people like Diane. Needs to be terminated. Period. This is Randy. Somebody said something about Diane in her chat, and this is Randy's comeback. I'm fixing to come out swinging. Just a swinging. Diane has a lot on her plate at this moment. Well, poor Diane, Randy. I feel awful for Diane. I really do. But let's imagine a different kind of plate. Let's imagine that you're a couple who've been married 3 or 4 years and you have this child that is just beautiful. You're doting over your child. And then you find that your child has leukemia or cancer or some other kind of debilitating disease that's probably going to take that child's life. Imagine that plate. And imagine your plate being full with something like that, and somebody like Danny Thomas and St. Jude comes along and starts clearing that plate a little bit for you. They start clearing that plate a little bit for you by helping to get treatment for your child. They start taking things off that plate a little bit. Then somebody like Diane comes prancer-sizing back in there and throws stuff all over that plate. Imagine the sadness in parents' eyes as they sit and watch their child die because there's no resource to help them. I'll sue the fuck out of them. Diane's got a lot on her plate at this moment. Randy, you are the most ignorant, back-ass hillbilly I've ever seen. And Diane recognizes that ignorance too. That's why she sends you a check every now and then. Enjoy them floors.